What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel, bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Beatrix, because Beatrix is going to be getting the debut of her LD weapon, and as well as a small rework in conjunction with the release of her Lost Chapters coming soon to Global Opera Omnia. But first, if you guys are brand new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell, that way you guys are not missing out on future uploads. And if you guys enjoy what you see on this channel, be sure to hit that like button and share this video, as it does help me out. As always, I want to give a big thanks to all of the fantastic resources out there for Dissidia Opera Omnia, such as the Dissidia DB, Dissidia Info, OO Tracker, FFOO Tip, the Tonberry Troop, the FFTCC podcast, who gives us a weekly podcast, to fulfill our Opera Omnia needs, and last but not least, all of the rest of the DFFOO content creators and streamers, and those of you that create those lovely spreadsheets, those infographics, those guides, just to help make the experience for this game that much more fun. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what Beatrix gets with her rework and the release of her LD weapon. Alright guys, so here we are. We're going to do my video for Beatrix. We're going to quickly go over what her rework brings to her kit, and as well as what that LD weapon brings to the table. So I'm taking this party because all three of these characters are generals or knights, or they have something to protect in their own way, shape, or form. So I thought it'd be cool to showcase Beatrix with this party. But for those of you that aren't familiar with Beatrix, she is a paladin. She deals magic brave damage. She has the thunder element attached to her skill 2, and her whole gimmick is that the more buffs there are across your entire party, the better her skills and her commands get. So she'll gain access to Thunder Slash Plus, she'll gain access to her HP Attack Plus Plus, and then she also has access to that Paladin's Protection, which comes from her EX ability, if you haven't fully realized, which what that does is it changes her HP Attack command into Paladin's Protection, which gives her a one-turn buff to where, as long as it's active, any HP damage that you or your party members take is going to be reduced to 0. So she's a Paladin, she's protecting you, and she's also dishing out some good damage and buffing up your party. So we're going to go ahead and start off this demonstration to show you what her rework and LD weapon brings her. I'm going to go ahead and just have General use a skill 2. Kind of get that out of the way. Now, I know you guys are going to notice an icon above Agrias and also an LD skill, because she recently just got this on JP, so that's why you see that there. I won't be covering this now, obviously, until it gets closer to the time when Global gets this. But for now, we're going to go ahead and just have her use her skill 2. Maybe get a paralysis off. Okay, we got paralysis off on target B, which is great. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is take a look at Beatrix's Saint Cloth. So her Saint Cloth with her rework gets an additional usage, pushing it to a total usage of 7. The brave hits that it deals after she, batteries your party and all that good stuff is increased to 3. It has a slight brave potency boost, and now she also has a 150% brave overflow on it. So we're going to go ahead and use that now here. Okay. And there you go, 3 brave hits, makes it a lot better. Okay, with General Leo, let's just have you... I'm going to delay A so then we can take a look at what Thunder Slash does. Perfect. Okay. So now with her Thunder Slash does also get a, minor upgrade. It now has 20% HP splash damage on the base variant, and then 50% HP splash variant on the plus variant. So, pretty much gives her AoE capability. So if you're looking for a skill for her that deals in multiple enemies, well, Thunder Slash is going to be the way to go. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. There you go. We got that 50% HP splash damage. Very nice. Okay, we got Agrias next. You know what? For fun, let me just go ahead and show you her LD ability. I know we're not getting this yet on Global, but why not? Let's just take a look at that. So she does Divine Ruination or Holy Explosion, or some people say that it's Crush Punch. or Northwayne Strike, whatever you want to call it, depending on which Final Fantasy Tactics you played. So that's that. Let's have her use her skill 2 again, and we're trying to get back to Beatrix because I do want to showcase the LD. Alright, so now we are back to Beatrix. We're going to go ahead and take a look at her LD, which is going to be her iconic shock ability from Final Fantasy IX. So if you fully max limit break her LD weapon, she will gain 4 uses of her LD ability. She's also going to gain a 30% max brave and a 60% attack increase, which is permanent. So this is kind of like the thing with LD weapons. They give you a permanent stat increase to your party, to that character, or sometimes to the party. It depends on the character. And then what shock does is it deals AoE magic brave damage with a split HP attack that ignores defense, and it also dispels all buffs on an enemy or cleanses them. So that's really, really powerful. So now Beatrix has that capability of being able to dispel. She also converts 20% of the HP damage she deals and brings it back to your party's brave. And then she also has a 200% brave overflow with this. And then she also grants your party 12 turns of a 10% HP regen. And then she inflicts a brand new debuff called Rose Petal on all enemies for 3 turns. So we're going to go ahead and let that trigger here. And I'll talk about Rose Petal when it actually shows up. So she's going to be dispelling all the buffs, and then she places 6 turns of that new debuff. Now, what Rose Petal does is, first of all, it has a sap effect, stealing 10% of an enemy's brave every time their turn triggers, and then afterwards it also lowers their attack by 20%. Now, Rose Petal itself, which is going to be a trap, kind of similar to like Emperor, whenever the attacking target is afflicted with this, it's going to be dispelling 1 buff from them when they take their action. It's also going to be healing brave based on 20% of max brave, and then afterwards it delivers a 3-hit magic brave attack plus an HP attack that ignores defense. It has a 120% brave overflow, and also converts or brave refunds your party 30% of the HP damage it deals. So that's actually pretty powerful. So we're going to take a look at that here. I'm going to allow them to take their turn just because of that. And then Beatrix, we're just going to have you use your Brave Attack ++ just to battery the party up. And there you go. Rose Petal triggers. So it actually triggers after Beatrix takes an action. Or after, when attacking whenever you're attacking a target that's inflict with Rose Petal. So that's how you make it trigger. Alright, so with Agrius, let's go ahead and take a look at your skill 1 rework now, just for fun. There we go. Alright, and then General Leo, do your thing, and I want Rose Petal just to trigger one more time. Alright, let's go ahead and have Rose Petal kind of do its thing again. So we're going to use Clem Hazard this time. And by the way, the skin for that LD, which is the one that I'm using on Beatrix, just looks gorgeous. It's the Excalibur sword, which is awesome. And there you go. Rose Petal triggers. And that's pretty much the gist of it as far as Beatrix goes. Her rework is, fairly minor, but it gave her some, nice upgrades to be able to handle, some of the Lufenia content. And now she could dispel. She can AoE dispel and place a very powerful triggering, off-turn damage effect that allows you to dispel 1 buff and also deal damage and also Brave Refund. So all in all, it's a pretty good LD weapon. Just like with most LD weapons now that are being released, they all have some sort of powerful effect, and that's definitely the case with Beatrix. That is a very, very good LD weapon. Now, in terms of the banner, this banner is going to have all of Beatrix's gear on it. So if you're looking to get this character, because she is getting a new upgrade as well as her LD, definitely the way to go if you're looking for like a powerful magic damage dealer who could support your party with some really strong buffs, and at the same time now has the capability of being able to dispel in the form of an attack as well as, extra damage with that trap. It will also have Cloud's Burst weapon featured on it. So this is going to be the second banner they are featuring Cloud's Burst weapon. So if you are a fan of Beatrix and you really want another powerful magic damage dealing dispeller, then this may be the banner where you want to chase Cloud's Burst weapon. So then that way you guys can have access to that. But all in all, it's a pretty good banner. Beatrix is a very strong character. It really now depends on first what your resources look like and if you have the need for another dispeller. Now, if you don't have the need for another dispeller, let's say like you have Cloud's World of Illusions 15 CP passive, which allows him to dispel buffs, or if you have a character like Vanille, who Vanille is going to be getting her character boards. She is slightly a little bit on the outdated side, but if you're looking for a dispeller, she could do that too. Then maybe you would pass on Beatrix, but honestly, guys, she's very strong. If you do pick her up, she will fulfill her role of being that hybrid damage-dealing support character, providing really strong buffs, as well as canceling out damage with her EX ability, and then also now dispelling buffs off an enemy target. But this is going to go ahead and conclude my video for Beatrix for her upcoming Lost chapters, as well as her rework and her LD weapon. Hopefully it helps you guys out. Thank you guys again for watching. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Mahal, everyone.